Well, happy Mask Monday / Vlogmas Day 5. Count. I got this from, I think it was in the box of stuff I got from Lori. It's a Sephora the Soothing Mask. And it's got like little gingerbread men and gingerbread stuff on. I hope it smells like gingerbread. That would be cool. Well, let's see. Doesn't smell like anything, or at least it's not very strong anyway. I was a trendsetter about 10 years ago. I got a virus and I haven't been able to smell very good ever since, so I was losing my sense of smell when it wasn't cool. So, unless it's a strong scent, I can't really smell it very good. It's kind of funny because my dad had lost his hearing in one ear, and somehow that affected his sense of taste and smell. So he liked really salty stuff, or really sweet stuff, or stuff with texture like ice cream. So we had a lot of ice cream around when I was a kid, which wasn't common back in those days. It was more of a special treat. Why are these things always so hard to open? They should give you like a little overhang to pull on or something. I can see these two pieces don't line up, but I can't tell. I can't get it apart. There, ta-da, finally. All right. It doesn't seem like it's long enough. Huh. Like it's doesn't cover the bottom half of your face. Oh, I do smell it now. I'm not sure what it smells like, but I can smell it a little bit. It's cold. Some of y'all keep your masks in the refrigerator or the freezer because you like them cold. Ugh, I hate them cold. I should put them in the microwave or something. Heat them up. All right. I got a wet paper towel to get some of the goo off my hands. And then over here, I've got a tissue to get the wet paper towel off my hands. I have one of those little roller things. I had it when I moved and I haven't seen it since, so I have to figure out what happened to that thing. This feels good. It's not super juicy, which sometimes is a good thing. All right, the last two things I got from, one of them was from Black Friday, and I just finally got it from Best Buy, or maybe it was Cyber Monday. It might have been Cyber Monday. But y'all know I had a roommate because I can't afford to live by myself. Plus the kids would prefer I live with somebody. They don't really like me being alone. But she left, so she took with her her rice cooker, which I use all the time. I like a lot of rice. She took a printer, so I got a printer. I haven't put it together yet, but the box is all torn up, and I took a picture of it, so I'm hoping that when I try to get it going, it's not broken. So I got that from Best Buy, the rice cooker from Best Buy. I got a handheld mixer, because she took all those things with her, and they're all things I use a lot, so had to break down and buy them. I'm doing a Christmas angel tree thing. My small group for church is doing a whole family, and there's like a baby and a couple old, like 7 and 11-year-old-ish kids, and then the one I've got that I'm doing with a couple other people, but it's a 4-year-old boy, and he's really into police and fire, so I got him a police thing where it's got the hat and the baton and the badge and the vest and all that stuff. And then I tried to find a police car and I couldn't find one. So I got a fire truck instead. A ladder truck. My son's a firefighter, if you didn't know. Used to be a captain, and then he quit because he got tired of all the politics. And then he went to the police academy because he'd like to be an arson investigator, and you have to go to both the fire and the police academy. And then he did that for about a year and didn't really enjoy being a policeman, so he went back to a different fire department closer to where he lives. And he went in as just a regular old Joe, and the captain talked him into becoming a lieutenant because he's, been a captain for years. He's got the experience. So I think he tried it's so stupid. He was so mad. He took all the tests to become a captain again, and he aced them all, of course, and they're like, after he did all that, they're like, oh, you needed 7 more days or 5 more days or whatever it was between when you became a lieutenant and when you became a captain, so you can't be one. We'll give it to this other guy. And he was like, well, why did they let me take the test in the first place? He was so mad. They could have waived those 5 days if they wanted to. They were just being jerks. So anyway, he was not a happy camper. But it is what it is. Alrighty, so I'll show you my rice cooker I got. Came in a big over box, of course. And the box that it came in, the box that this box came in, it cracked me up because it said, I want to be a pizza box. Please recycle me. So do you eat rice? When I lived in Japan, we ate a lot of rice. I would buy rice in these big old 25-pound bags. Actually, if you like rice, you ought to buy at least a 10-pound bag because the 2 main suppliers of rice are India and Pakistan. You'd think it'd be China or Japan. Japan's a small country, so it's not a major rice supplier. And China has so much that they consume that they import rice. But anyway, Pakistan and India had some kind of weather stuff going on this year, and their rice crops failed, so they are not exporting rice at all. It's just for their own consumption. So whatever's in this country now is probably all that we're going to be able to get till next year. So I got a 10-pound bag of rice and stuck it away for 10 pounds of it. This is kind of a huge rice cooker just for one person, but I don't think it was very much. It was like $20 or something. So I went ahead and got it because I had one of those itty bitty ones I got at a garage sale and it didn't work at all. So this came with, see, it's a big old, nice and shiny, pretty big rice cooker. It's got, come on, it's got the inside thing comes out so you can wash it in the dishwasher. And of course, it's got the lid. Then it comes with a spoon and the cup measure. It was like every other rice cooker I've ever had. It's 3/4 of a cup. It's not a cup. So when you do recipes, inside there's lines where you put like a cup of this and then you put water up to the line. So if you use 2 of these, you put it up to the number 2 line, you use 3 of these up to the number 3 line, and so on. But it's not a cup. It's more like 2/3 or 3/4 of a cup or something. So you can't do it like you think you do it. But rice cookers work so much better than doing it on the stove. It never sticks and it turns out fluffy. And my favorite rice is jasmine rice. I don't know if you've ever had jasmine rice, but it's yummy. It's just the right, it's a little sticky, but not too sticky. Long grain rice is kind of drier, and I don't really care for that very well. I guess all those years of living in Japan where they use sticky rice. So this is a 16-cup rice cooker, way more than I'll ever need. I'm looking to see if they have any recipes in here in the back. Directions, how to use it, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't see any recipes. It's in English and in Spanish and, you know. Alrighty, no recipes. So, are you rice people? I should eat brown rice, but I just really don't like brown rice. I go for the jasmine. And sometimes I'll make, just for yumminess, I will make rice pudding. Well, it's kind of like rice pudding. I'll use, because I don't do a lot of dairy, so I'll use almond milk instead of water when I cook the rice. And then I'll add, depending on whether I'm trying to be good or not, I mean, how good are you being having rice, but sometimes I'll add like sweet and low or something for some sugar, you know, sweet taste, and sometimes I'll add actual sugar. And then I'll add some cinnamon and some vanilla and sometimes raisins. And I'll just make a big old batch of rice pudding for a snack. And it's not that bad for you. Surprisingly, rice has a lot of protein in it. So if you're ever interested in making a quickie rice pudding, just replace the water with milk or almond milk or soy milk or whatever milk's your oat milk, whatever your milk of choice is. And then just throw in some cinnamon, vanilla, and raisins till it looks about right. And some, maybe, depending on how much rice you're making, I don't know, 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of sugar, depending on how big of a thing of rice you're making. And then you can just feed it to the kids or eat it yourself. And it's good heated up. I mean, it's not bad cold, but it's good right out, you know, when you first make it and it's warm. You can add a little more milk on it and it's yummy. So I might show you how I do that. Sometimes it's super easy. And then I make like bibimbap is a Korean vegetable rice type bowl thing where you cook all the vegetables separate. Then you cook ground whatever kind of meat you want, ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, whatever, ground pork even. And you add a little soy sauce and garlic to it and cook the meat. And then you have like all these different bowls with whatever veggies you made. I usually use yellow squash, zucchini, sometimes mushrooms, and spiraled carrots where, you know, like you're peeling a carrot, make those carrot little peel spiral things. And I'll cook them one at a time. I don't cook them together. I cook them one at a time and put them in the oven on warm while I'm doing everything else. And then you make a sauce that's sesame oil, some sriracha, and some soy sauce. You mix all that together, and then you put rice in the bottom of the bowl, and then everybody takes spoonfuls of whatever veggies and meat combination they want. Like my granddaughter's pretty much turned vegetarian, so when I make it for the family and she's there, they've got these non-meat crumble things, and so I'll make that for her instead of the ground meat. And we all like it except my grandson. He doesn't care for it, but everybody likes it. So I make stuff like that. Like I got one of those every plate meals, and it was a Southwestern bowl where it was chicken marinated in some spices and pineapple juice and stuff, and then some different veggies, and you mixed all that up and threw it on top of rice, and so it was really good. So I'm looking forward to having my rice cooker. I was wishing I had it yesterday, because when I made that every plate meal, or day before yesterday I guess it was, I had to make the rice in a pan, and I've used a rice cooker for so many years. I got one when I was in Japan like 40 something years ago, so I've always used a rice cooker, and it's so much easier than trying to do it in the pan, and because in the regular pan it boils over or it sticks to the bottom of the pan or whatever. That never happens in the rice cooker. You just go blop blop, button, there you go. Way easier, and it turns out way fluffier and evenly. It's not too soggy, not too dry. It turns out perfect. So if you don't have a rice cooker, get one. They've got them a lot smaller if you don't want a giant one. I just wanted a big one. So even though I don't need 16 cups, but the small ones are only like 4 cups, so they're really small. I wanted somewhere in between the two, but that seems to be they're either the itty bitty ones or the great big giant ones. There's like nothing in between. Okay, it's been 15 minutes of me chit-chatting. This feels really good. It's not too gooey, so sometimes you're like, okay, I gotta spread this all over my whole body to spread out the rest of the leftover stuff that didn't soak in. Well, happy Mask Monday. How's your Christmas shopping going? I've been spending money buying stuff for me, to decorate my house and stuff. I gotta start looking and seeing what the grandkids want for Christmas and start thinking about that. I got my daughter-in-law something for her birthday, which is coming up this week or next week. Anyway, I'm not sure how that falls, but it's something she used to borrow from me all the time, and I took it with me when I moved, so I got her own. It's one of those, I think they're 31 is the company, and it's kind of it collapses, but it's kind of got stiff sides, and it's about this big. And you can like put it in the back of your car to put your grocery bags in, or if you're going on a trip, put your snackies in there or whatever. So she was always borrowing mine. So that's what I got her for her birthday, because I've had it sitting in my room for months, because I saw it for 50% off, because it's not cheap, but I found one for 50% off, which is around 20 bucks, because normally they're more like around 40 bucks. So I snatched it up and just shoved it in my room to wait till her birthday comes. I don't buy everybody, the adults anyway, I don't buy them stuff every birthday. If I see something I think they'll like, I'll get them something occasionally. I don't do birthdays that much, and we don't do a lot for Christmas anymore. Even the kids, not as much as we used to, because they're almost all adults. So it's once we get little ones again in a few years down the road, when the older ones start having kids, then we'll go back to lots of Christmas presents for the itty bitties. But adults, they're just like, I got enough junk, Well, my granddaughters get out of college and set up their own place, then they'll need a lot of, my son, the firefighter, when he moved out, his Christmas present, I must have got him 50 things, because I got him a laundry basket, and it was full of, wood spoons and spatulas and salt and pepper shakers and laundry detergent and dishwashing detergent, everything you need to set up your own place, all the little stuff you don't think of. So I got him a laundry basket full of all those sensible things that you need. All right, well, that's it. If you like Mask Monday, you're really going to like later and the Vlogmas thing, because I got this from my granddaughter, and it's got 13 days of masks, so we're going to do masks for 13 days in a row later on in the month, the last 13 days before Christmas. So you're going to be seeing a lot more masks. I have to think on what I'm going to do for all of those, because 13 Mask Mondays all in 1 month. Well, probably more like 15, because this one and whatever the next one is. Next one would be what? The 11th? Yeah, because I'm going to start, well, it's 13 days, so I want to stop on Christmas Eve, so yeah, the 11th would be the first day of these masks. So that ties up perfect, Mask Monday and the beginning of these masks. If you don't know who I am, I'm Blessed GMP, stands for Blessed Grandma Pat. I'm Pat. Got 4 grandkids. Youngest is the boy that's 17, and the oldest are 2 20-year-old girls. And one's graduating from college in May, and the other one's got another year to go. they're not twins. They're one from each kid. I've got 2 sons, and then I got another granddaughter who's graduating from high school. So I've got 4 grandkids, 2 kids, 2 boys. Grandkids are 3 girls and a boy. And I do unboxings, I do Mask Mondays, obviously. I take you with me sometimes when I go places. Took you with me to Costa Rica. A couple months ago I went to Costa Rica. We do lots of fun stuff, so I'd love to have you join my happy little family. Trying to grow my channel, and lately it's been going the other way. Because YouTube takes channels away all the time. So if you're not getting new people, you start going backwards. So I'd love to have you. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. All that good stuff. And we will see you tomorrow, because we're doing Vlogmas. So we're doing something every day from December 1st through December 24th. So you're going to get sick of me. I love y'all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.